another way that I've kind of thought about this is that what we call these entities, they might not have these fixed personalities like humans have. They may be closer to kind of patterns of energy, archetypes, intelligences, frequencies, or even mirrors for our own consciousness that mirrors ourselves back to us in different ways. And this is where psychology and spirituality start to overlap. Carl Jung talked about projection, the shadow and the archetypes, and where the parts of the psyches that are not consciously integrated get experienced as external forces or these figures possibly. And that framework, what these people are calling demons, can sometimes just represent the disowned parts of ourselves rather than literal external evil beings. And in a lot of occult or esoteric traditions, there's also this idea that entities are not moral in a human sense. They don't sit in that same framework of good versus evil. Instead, they are described more like these forces of nature, these teachers, these embodiments of specific aspects of the consciousness. And when you start stacking all of that together, it just raises a question about whether we're actually seeing entities or whether we're just interacting with something that's more like a spiritual ecology made up of layered meanings, projections, and intelligences. And this is where the nature analogy starts to kind of tie in. In nature, there are parasitic relationships, symbiotic relationships, predatory relationships. You know, a mosquito will feed on our blood. A lion kills its prey. A parasite will attach to its host. And none of these things are morally evil. It's just their nature. So the question becomes, what if these spiritual interactions function in a similar way? Not necessarily benevolent or malevolent, just according to what they are, according to their nature. There's a difference between something being harmful and something being evil. Just because, something is predatory does not mean they're malicious. Those are not the same thing.